Welcome! How about we take an incredible journey into the two systems that literally build your reality, your eyes and your ears. I mean, these are the organs that are constantly picking up on all the changes happening around us every single second. So how does that actually work? How does a simple ray of light or a tiny ripple of sound turn into something you can see, hear, and even remember? Well, let's follow the path. We're going to trace them from the outside world right through these amazing biological instruments and into your brain, which is where the real magic happens.
First up, we're talking about the eye, our personal optical sensory organ. Let's trace a single beam of light as it enters what is without a doubt the most sophisticated camera ever built, the human eye.
Okay, so the journey for that beam of light starts right at the gatekeeper. This is a tough, totally clear outer layer that acts like the eye's front window. Its first job is super important. It starts bending the light to get it aimed in the right direction. And that gatekeeper? It's called the cornea. Now, what's so special about it? Well, get this. It's responsible for about 2/3 of the eye's total focusing power. It's like a fixed, powerful lens that does all the initial heavy lifting before the light goes any further. So after the cornea, the light heads towards the iris. The iris is the colorful part of your eye, and just like the aperture on a camera, it expands and contracts, and by doing that, it changes the size of the hole in the middle, the pupil, to control exactly how much light gets inside. All right, once the light gets through the pupil, it meets the core team. First, the lens does all the fine-tuning, actually changing its shape to focus the light perfectly. This projects a sharp image onto the retina, which is kind of like the light-sensitive movie screen at the back of your eye. And finally, the optic nerve acts like a high-speed data cable, zapping all that information straight to headquarters, the brain. But here's the part that is just absolutely wild. The image that forms on your retina is actually upside down. Seriously, your eye is just the hardware. It's just capturing the data. It's your brain that acts as this incredibly powerful software that takes those signals, flips the entire world right side up, and creates the seamless picture you think of as sight. But you can imagine that focusing system has to be incredibly precise. When it's just a little bit off, maybe because of the lens or even the shape of the eyeball itself, that's when we get common vision problems. So let's take a look at how that works.
You know, these two conditions really just boil down to one simple problem. Where is the light landing? With short-sightedness or myopia, the focus point falls in front of the retina, which makes distant objects blurry. With long-sightedness or hypermetropia, that point is behind the retina, blurring things up close. And the fix? It's just about using the right kind of corrective lens to bend that light and guide the focal point right back where it belongs.
Okay, we've seen how we make sense of light. Now, let's totally switch gears and talk about sound. We're going to follow a single vibration on its own incredible journey, from the air all around you, deep into the amazing mechanics of the human ear. And just like with the eye, the ear has this really clear logical pathway. First, sound waves hit the tympanic membrane. You probably know it as the eardrum, making it vibrate. Those vibrations then get passed along and amplified by the ossicles, which are 3 of the tiniest bones in your entire body. They transfer all that energy into the cochlea, a little snail-shaped fluid-filled chamber that does the amazing job of translating mechanical vibrations into electrical nerve impulses that the brain can finally understand.
So what can this whole system actually detect? Well, this number represents the typical hearing range for a healthy young person. It's an impressive spectrum, let me tell you. It goes from the deep, deep rumble of a bass guitar around 20 Hz all the way up to the super high-pitched sound of a whistle near 20,000 Hz. And just to put that in perspective, a dog can hear way up to 45,000 Hz, picking up on sounds that are completely silent to us.
So you've probably wondered, why 2 eyes? Why 2 ears? It's not just so you have a backup. Nope. This design unlocks a whole new dimension of perception, and it all starts with how we see.
Right. It's not just a spare part in case one fails. Having 2 eyes, positioned right on the front of our heads, unlocks a genuine superpower in how we experience the world around us.
And here it is, stereoscopic vision. This is the magic that gives us depth perception. Because our eyes are a little bit apart, each one captures a slightly different image, a slightly different angle on the world. Your brain then does the incredible work of merging these 2 flat images to build a single, seamless 3D model. That's how you can judge distance and depth in an instant.
Hey, don't just take my word for it. Go on, pause, and try this right now. I bet you'll find it's way, way easier and more accurate with both eyes open. That effortless precision you feel?
That is your brain's stereoscopic vision kicking into high gear. It's amazing.
So, the really important thing to remember is that these incredible, high-precision instruments need care. They're surprisingly delicate, so a few simple precautions can make all the difference. Protecting your senses from really intense light and super loud sounds will help keep your personal superpowers working the way they should for a long, long time.
It's an amazing thought, isn't it? Our entire reality is built just on what our biology allows us to perceive. What else is out there that we're missing? Thank you so much for joining this explainer. And as always, keep asking questions.